So this is another array of records question. So we've got an online game that measures someone's reaction time to seeing a green dot on the screen. Each time they play the game, their name, email address, the attempt ID, and the reaction time is stored. And we've got some sample data there in the table. And I've already written on the data types. It's mostly strings, and then there's a real number at the end, which in Python I'm going to implement as a float. The game allows a maximum of 10,000 attempts a day, and they can play more than once, and each time the attempt ID will be different, which isn't directly relevant here for the first part of the question. So I'm going to use a Python dataclass method. I've already written in dataclass and class. It tends to be when my class have done it, they've then forgotten that word, they've forgotten to put in class after they put in dataclass. So it doesn't give me something to call the record structure, so I'll probably just call it player or attempt. Let's call it attempt because there's a 2022 question that was player. And then a colon there, and then each of the data types. So that is the name, which is a string, and their email, which is also a string, attempt ID, which is also a string, and then lastly the time, which is a real number. So let's call that time, and that is written as a float equals 0.0. Using a programming language, we're going to declare a variable that could be used to store detail for 10,000 of these attempts. And crucially, it should make use of the record structure defined in part I. So that means this bit is going to be mentioned down here. So whatever I've called that attempt is going to be used in my answer in the second part. I want to pick a name for this that's probably not just attempt. I could try calling it something like attempts, but I think that would be easily confused. So let's call it something like all attempts or attempt list. And that way I'll not get myself muddled up when I'm then doing the next part, the 4 or 5 mark code question. So the attempt list is, and then square brackets, attempt. So that's the bit from up there. A pair of empty brackets, that means that we're creating a new attempt record. And we are going to do that 10,000 times. So for I in range 10,000. And then close off the square brackets. Now, there are different syntaxes that people have used that occasionally you can get all of the marks for, but it's quite easy to fall into a trap of getting 1 or 0 of the marks, whereas that way is going to make it more likely that you're going to get your mark.